Look at the guards in the wing team. Now watch where the guards are pulling to the right. And here comes Edwards. He slips a tackle in the backfield. And he makes a nice nifty run. You have to watch the guards because they pull where the ball is going. If the linebackers look in the backfield and watch the wings go one way, they can really be fooled.
First and 10 coming up for the Bruins. They have the football at the 24-yard line. It's Edwards. No, it's not Edwards. I'm completely confused.
The Barons now are putting more men on the front line. They have about 6 guys. They have a 6-man front now because they have to see if they can stop some penetration and go into the backfield.
Powell was the carrier on that last play. That is only the second run that has been carried by anybody other than Lawan Edwards.
And Powell is going both ways, at middle linebacker and also at fullback, a la Jermaine Mack of last year.
And we're talking that's out of some 13 plays. As Brambilla rolling, got a man, it's complete to Sepau. Sepau down the sideline, a flag is down. And so was the referee who threw the flag. He was down as well. Another flag is down. Oh, this is coming back, I think. We've got a couple injured players. We got one injured player, a couple flags. All kinds of action.
Whoa, probably a clip. This is a bootleg play, Willie, and no one knew where the ball was. It was a nice nifty. He turned, squared his shoulders, and caught the football. But somebody clipped.
Well, there's the clip right there. So we see the clip. The injured player, however, occurred further down the field and further in the field.
Each time the Bruins show some positive offensive movement, they come up with a penalty.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. 5:10 left in the second quarter. 24-0 Fountain Valley. It was a clipping back downfield, which brought the football back to where? The 25-yard line, which is where they were at when the whole play began. Play the down over, guess what? It's still 2nd and 9. So a whole lot of nothing. And then Sepau, oh, that's going to be intentional grounding. Where is the receiver? And nobody's calling it now. Oh, man. Brambilla, good move. Ditching that in the dirt. Sheesh.
Well, he was trying to get some protection by Kerry Dipp. Kerry pushes off his tackler, but Brambilla was just in a lot of trouble, and he threw the ball, and someone was at least in the, well, I don't know if anybody was in the zip code of that one.
At least not eligible. 3rd down and 9 with 4:43 left. Bruins have the football. They got to do something with it. They've had it for a whole bundle of plays. Picked up some yards, but have gone nowhere downfield. And they're not doing it again as it's picked off at the 40, taken back to the 30. Doug Foster ripping it off. Return of 10.
Well, when you know you have to throw, the linebackers are dropping back in the zone. It was a nice bootleg play, and he threw it right in the arms of a safety. And that was, looked like number 38 for the
That was
Barons.
Foster. It was Foster.
Doug Foster.
Sanders, a huge hole. See you later. Wow.
Draw play. Nice draw.
Nice play.
Sanders just waited back, kind of a counter draw, and went right up the middle, virtually untouched. And the Barons have scored each time that they've had their hands on the football. 5 times, 4 TDs and a field goal.
That was a one-play, 30-yard drive, and a player down for the Bruins. It's been a tough opener all the way around.
Absolutely, it has. Fumbles, interception, a fumble and an interception that have led to touchdowns. The Wilson Bruins have had to punt twice, and each time they punted, the Barons have scored.
We'll take a break while things are taken care of down the field. It's 31-0 in favor of Fountain Valley. Ball game of the week. This game started to slip away and has gotten out of hand if you're the Bruins. It started to slip away about the time that the football slipped out of the hands of Lawan Edwards on their opening drive. Third play, that fumble set the Fountain Valley Barons up for what would turn out to be their second touchdown of the game. They have since scored on every drive, 4 touchdowns, a field goal thus far on the night.
And what makes it equally tough is that the Bruins are a run-oriented offense, and they've been forced to throw the ball in third down situations, and they really just want to keep the ball on the ground because that's their bread and butter. But unless Lawan Edwards breaks for 60, 70 yards, they're not going to be back in this football game anytime soon.
And he's going to have to break for 60, 70 yards a couple of times because one score is not going to do it, and even a couple scores are just going to get you close. There's a lot of work for the Bruins, not just in this game, but it looks like for the 1997 season. Edwards carries the football, and he loses a couple. Ricky Quintana for Fountain Valley, credited with the tackle. Loss of 3 on the play for Edwards. As I mentioned, if Gibson had had any bad dreams about today, as season opener as head coach of the Bruins, it might have gone something like this. It's unfortunate. Coach Gibson really has this program under his control completely, and you'd really like to see it start out well for anyone who has put as much heart and soul into it as Coach Gibson has. Good pickup on the play. I think one of the main problems the Bruins have is, besides a lack of a diversified offense, is the fact that they've got some good horses. They just happen to go both ways, and those guys are going to get tired awfully quickly.
Yeah, that's always a factor when you have as many guys going both ways as the Bruins. And they didn't get off to an auspicious start with fumbling the football. The complexion of the game could have been different if they had kept their hands tightly around the football.
Roll out, pass, incomplete. So on the 3rd down and 8 play, an incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down from the 25, 4th and 8. Bruins will give it back. Let's hope that Fountain Valley doesn't have enough time to get on the board. This wouldn't get out of hand anymore.
That time, Eric Ramirez, the outside linebacker, put a lot of pressure on Brambilla, who bootlegged the ball, had to turn around and try to throw. He got the pass off. It was kind of low, but he took a hit after he threw the ball.
A 3-play, 2-yard drive. That's par for the night for the Bruins. Good punt, however, as Sanders gets driven back, makes the fair catch at about the 35. Well, that's the highlight. Great kick. And they'll call it the 38-yard line. So from the 25, let's see, that's 37-yard punt. Good.
The all-time leading passer, if we want to talk about that now, is 30-0. We'll talk about records. David Hennigan in 1985 threw for 2,885 yards for the Fountain Valley Barons. And his father is the athletic director over there on the campus, Willie. Pulling out all our statistics and records and information that the Sports Information Office gave us.
And there's still 2 minutes left in the first half. Fountain Valley starting from the 38. Pass is complete. Good hit and getting taken out of bounds, or nearly out of bounds, was Jeff Fry. Stays inbounds. The clock will stop, however, on the 1st down as the chains will be moved, it would appear. Or are we going to have a measurement?
Play action fake to the tailback, and the number 42, probably the tight end, number 42, Jeff Fry, the tight end, goes out on a little out pattern. They run that very nicely. They've been running that for years.
Now at the 48, pickup of 10. Pass incomplete and a good hit delivered afterwards. Big hit provided by, that would be number 9, Jones.
Jamel Jones on Aaron Carter. Now Aaron Carter is that big 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver, and he's a big target, and he goes in the middle of that field. He's the one that takes all those nice hits on the crossing pattern, double wide receiver set that the Barons have.
Clock shows 1:45 remaining. Well, Fountain Valley, if they're throwing the football, they're still trying to get some points on the board as the clock continues to tick here near the end of the first half. No love lost. They may, you never know, may see each other again. As the pitch goes to Sanders, and he gets brought down. I'll tell you what, that was a pitch beyond the line of scrimmage. It's perfectly legal, but you don't see it often. Jack Manu of Paramount, back in the years when the Pirates won back-to-back CIF titles in Division III, ran that so effectively. Here, Morris continues beyond the line of scrimmage, and he's still looking pitch. You don't see that often. Usually they cross the line of scrimmage, that's it.
And a nice little stutter step by Sanders and a burst of speed.
All you were missing was the high-O silver as the pass complete. And the Barons going for more.
The Barons have used several plays out of their thick playbook, and everything has been executed with perfection.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked at the start of the show, Willie, about rebuilding. Looks like they're reloading at Fountain Valley. And they were the tri-league champions and what I consider the toughest league in the CIF Division I league of standings with the Fountain Valley and Los Al and Esperanza.
Take a break. 1:15 left in the first. Would just as soon forget. Thus far, 30 zip in favor of the visiting Barons, and they're going for more with the football at the 20. 1st and 10. This drive began for them at their own 38. Morris dropping back, completes the pass. No tackling by the Bruins. Finally brought down after a nice pickup was Carter. You got to drop a guy, but Aaron Carter refused to go down.
And actually, number 4 was open on the zone coverage. They let him go in the end zone, and they concentrated on Carter.
Hurry up offense pass incomplete. Carter broke left, and if he had read the defense correctly, he should have broken right. That's a thing between the quarterback and receiver.
In that last play, Jason Perez was open in the end zone, but the ball went to Carter.
Now it's a big decision time as Fountain Valley picked up 8 on the completion. That incomplete makes it 3rd down and 2. Do you play for the first down or do you play for the score? With 45 seconds left, you've got enough time for a few more plays. Not a whole lot. But after the incomplete, it's now 3rd down and 2. If you don't go for the first down, let's say you run the play, getting a first down, but the clock would move. However, the chains would move. Therefore, the clock would stop momentarily. So let's see what Fountain Valley decides to do. It's 3rd down and 2 from the 12. It's going to be the draw to Sanders, who ran it in the end zone last time, and he gets close and in. Another scoring drive for Fountain Valley. 6 for 6 now. 5 touchdowns and a field goal.
That was the sprint draw. Quarterback just fades back, and you don't know where the football is, and he gives it to a speedy running back, and it's 6.
Point after is up and good. 37-0. Fountain Valley, and yes, this is only the first half. We'll take a break. 38 seconds left in the first half. To the 35. That is the best start for the Wilson offense. As return of 17 by Brown.
Well, Greg Gibson was quoted in the Orange County Register and in the Press Telegram saying how much he hated Fountain Valley. He'll probably hate them a little bit more now after 37-0, and we're just barely almost through with this first half. At Edison, where he went to high school, and Fountain Valley has a tremendous rivalry.
Well, that's not exactly what you want to be quoted as saying. That's all they need is billboard fodder, and that's what they got. As the give to Edwards, he picks up a yard maybe. Actually, not even that, as no gain on the play, except we have reached halftime. So there's a plus. The Bruins, a nightmare of a first half, as the offense for Fountain Valley explodes for 37. The Bruins no help to themselves, turning it over a couple of times. So Wilson needs to regroup big time at halftime, and Fountain Valley just needs to keep the engine warm.
You just tell your guys to forget the first half and play like it's 0-0, even though it's 37-0.
Usually at this time we would go to the field for a report from our own Eddie Van Geis, but he is not with us as he is under the weather, so we have put him on the one-game disabled list, and he is ineligible to participate, and thus it is just Errol and myself to enjoy this ball game.
Just Errol and myself.
And the rest of Long Beach, shall we say. 37-0 in favor of Fountain Valley. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit. A game of the week. My name's Willie Padilla, along with me, Errol Parker, and the rest of our Charter Communications cable crew, led by our producer-director, Rob Meckhamson. And in this 1997 CIF High School football season opener, it has been a tremendous start for the team from Fountain Valley. The Bruins from Wilson High School have yet to get their program started the way they wanted, but Lawan Edwards certainly has been doing his best effort to try and get the ball rolling. In the first half, 11 carries for 62 yards. The team, though, picked up 57 total yards of offense, so the rest of the offense basically accumulated -5.
Well, Greg Gibson has said that he is featuring Lawan Edwards, so you don't expect very many other runners to get the football very often, but the Bruins have had to resort to the pass with not much success.
20 plays of offense for the Bruins. Edwards, 11 carries. You do the math. Football at the 25. A lot of hitting and a pickup of maybe 2.
Coach Gibson said that he employs the philosophy of put the 11 best guys on your team on the field at all times. That explains why several Bruins are playing at both ends of the football.
I'll tell you what, he's got the best 11 out there, and he's wearing them out quickly. As the give goes inside to Edwards, and Edwards picks up a nice bunch, maybe 7. He had picked up, the Bruins had picked up 1 on the 1st and 10 play, making it 2nd and 9. Now the football at the 33, that was a pickup of 7.
Last year, Lawan played cornerback as well as some wingback for the Bruins. You will not see him very often on the defensive ends of the ball because he carries the ball offensively so much.
They'll wear him out otherwise, but the Bruin program, which we've seen up and down in terms of numbers, they look like they've got enough bodies, but the talent and the skill guys, they're out there, and they're out there almost every play. And there's a blitz. Granville gets it off. Edwards makes the grab. Edwards now one-on-one with the rest of the defense. Can he go? He drops the ball at the 32, and that's where the Barons will get it at the 22. Oh, my.
Well, at least there's one silver lining in this cloud, and I'll explain that later. As we see the quarterback goes back, he takes a hit, but he hits Lewan out there in the flat. Now watch this athleticism. He breaks one tackle and he jukes another. The only bad thing about this is he fumbles the football at the end, but it shows the greatness of Lewan Edwards, and in the future, you're going to see the Bruins back in football games because of that young man.
35 yards on the play. Fumble by Edwards, his second of the game. Fountain Valley gets it back. Believe it or not, their worst field position to start off with at the 22. 1st and 10. Real unfortunate. As Sanders gets the football, he is now over 100 yards for the game in the first half. He had 12 carries for 96 yards and 3 touchdowns.
When I was on the campus, I saw Sanders in the locker room, and I said, well, what a little guy. Can he take this kind of punishment in this big man's game? But he has proven tonight, Willie, that not only can he take the punishment, but he can dish it back. That time, Flaherty had a good shot at him after someone held him by the ankles, and he's out of the game.
Football now at the 28. Pickup of 6. 2nd and 4. As Morris barks out the signals. One man in the backfield, and he gets the football. That is Josh Nemo, and Nemo out close to a first down. I think he's going to be a little bit short, though. Pickup of about 3.
Josh Nemo is a senior, 5'10", 205 pounds. He also plays offensive outside linebacker.
So about a yard to go. Football at the 33. Barons need to get to the 34. And it's a first down for Otis. Otis goes down under a bevy of Bruin tacklers, but not before he garners a first down for the Fountain Valley Barons.
Did you see how that young man slipped that ankle tackle at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, yanked his foot out.
He certainly did. That was a nice bit of nifty running there, and he gained about 6 or 7 more yards. Watch this right at the line of scrimmage. Just a fullback blast, and they had him right there at the line of scrimmage, and he just kept his balance and gained about another 6 yards.
And a kid like that, big, moving, got the legs pumping, you're not gonna tackle him with an ankle tackle. He's just gonna take his leg right out. Nemo again, he just kind of saunters his way through for about 5 or 6. First down, run about 6 on the play.
Willie, from an emotional standpoint, not so much from a physical standpoint, although you have a few guys going both ways, it's really tough for the Bruins. They're down 37 points on their coach's first full game as head coach on their own field, and they're getting embarrassed. 37-0, and it's kind of hard to keep yourselves in the ball game, but they don't dare quit.
To be a fly on the wall in that locker room at halftime, that would have been something. What do you say to your kids?
Well, you try to keep them up a little bit because
who keeps you up? Who keeps you up? It's your first game as head coach. It's got to be a smacking of reality.
Yeah, well, from a coaching standpoint, the worst thing you can do is get on your team, get really on your team at halftime in a slaughter like this. You got to find something positive to say to them to keep them up.
And that is what I'm sure, or at least would hope, Coach Greg Gibson did with and for his team at halftime. Because like any head coach, when you're in the first game of any start of a program, you want to be there for the long haul, not just for that season. And so he needs to set the tone not just for 1997, but for the duration of his career as head coach. And what he said or what happened in that locker room and what has to be trying circumstances is something that could resonate throughout his years as head coach. If it's a long career, it could be possibly the best thing that ever happened.
Well, you know, a scenario can be developed for the coach that Los Alamitos played last night. I can't remember the name of the coach, but it was his first coaching against Cypress High School, and he was slaughtered his first game against a very proven program, and that's just what's happening tonight.
Morris is going big, and he's got a man. Apparently, Wilson's zone defense doesn't have a zone in that area because there was no coverage.
There have been missed coverages a few times tonight. Double wide receiver, actually a guy in the slot on this one, a drop back pass, and he just hurls it.
Well, Matt Amon is so wide open.
Where is the free safety or corner?
You've got 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 guys in the secondary, and nobody has Amon. Amazing. As rumbling through is Otis. It has been an amazing game. First and goal now. That previous play worth 41 yards. And then this run gets it to the 5, a pickup of 10 for, I believe it was Otis who carried the football. Pitch goes back. This is Nemo, and he's in. Touchdown.
Josh Nemo is in the end zone 3 yards for a Fountain Valley touchdown.
Not pretty. Nemo's in, his first score of the game. He goes in from 5 yards out. 8th drive, 8th score, I believe.
Well,
I'm starting to lose count.
that's pretty tough. Every time they've had the football, they have scored. And